Hey there everybody, welcome to Shady Entertainies. First Yoda impression challenge. Alright guys, so in case you hadn't noticed, there's something a little different about me today. I know you guys are probably thinking I can't put my finger on it. Is it your hair? I'll give you a clue. It's not my hair. It kind of is my hair because it's under here. I'm pretty sure it's all messed up. Some form. No. It's not the coif. In fact, it's these things here.
Better to hear you with.
Alright guys, so today, as advertised, this is the first ever impression challenge. And what does that mean? Well, that means that it's a challenge for both of us. You see, I'm going to be challenged to see if I can teach my Yoda impression to you guys. See, I don't want to be selfish. I feel like I'm selfish here, hogging all the impressions to myself. You know, you guys are sitting there going, oh, how come you can do all these impressions, Shaney? That's not fair. You know, share some, impart, teach.
Sensei.
Let us in on some of your secrets. Okay, so for people who have been, who know my channel, who subscribe to my channel and who know me well, you know that I'm fond of doing impressions. Some impressions I do better than others, but genuinely speaking, I consider myself an impressionist. So what I wanted to do, being that this is kind of something that I work hard on. You said hard on. You know, something that I do work hard on. I've been doing impressions since I was a kid. You know, entertaining my family at family functions and stuff in my school, and when I was in grade school, and you know, one came on after the next, right? But here's the question you guys are probably asking yourself: oh, Shree, I don't know if this is a good idea because you can't teach something like that. Well, we're gonna find out, right? I mean, people have told me you can't teach it, and I think you can. I think it's something that you can teach because I learned it from somebody, so why can't you? Of course, there's got to be some form of innate ability, right? Not everybody can have the same vocal cord range, right? You know, but that doesn't mean we can't try, right? And I do believe most of us have a substantial range. We just haven't learned to tap into it yet. Now, I want to start with Yoda today because Yoda is, for me, it's one of the easy ones. It's one of those that, you know, it's not the voice. You don't have to do much of an accent. You don't have to change your voice inflections too much. It's pretty standard stuff, right? I think most people probably can do a Yoda. I mean, a lot of people probably can do a Yoda even without any form of tutorial. So that's why I kind of like say, hey, if you can't do a Yoda, well, you know, it's level A right here. It's level A. This is kindergarten class for impressions, so that's why we're starting here. All right, guys, let's get right to it. So this is what I want you guys to do. This is the challenge I want you guys to try. I want you guys to say this. First, I want you guys to go. First, you do that laugh. Then I want you guys to say,
Do or do not. There is no try.
okay? That's what I want you guys to learn. First, you go. Then you go.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Famous line from our friend Yoda here. Okay, so how do we start this, guys? How are we going to start this? So I want you to break down what I just said into one expression. Never forget the words that I said. Don't even bother about the words first. Go with the first. So before we go, you gotta go, right? Is the first thing you're gonna learn. Right? So we're gonna break it down with Okay, so what I want you guys to do now is try and find that tone. Find the tone. Now, here's the thing. Most of this comes from the back of your throat, right? So if you can't get the back of your throat to vibrate, that's gonna be a problem. But I believe most people can do a back of the throat thing. And the reason why I say that is most people can spit, can't you? You can pull out some spit. I know it's kind of gross, but it's true. It all starts with certain things, with certain movements. So when you go, it's like, can you bring up some phlegm? If you can bring up some phlegm, you're ahead of the game. I bet you this is the first time you ever heard if you bring up some phlegm, you're ahead of the game. There's going to be a lot of firsts. Okay, so can you cough a little? If you can go, if you can do that, you're ahead of the game, right, guys? So you're gonna start understanding how this adds up. So, guys, try this. Practice this first. Can you do that? Even if you can't go, can you go? Don't ruin your vocal cords, though. By the way, don't push it too hard. You're gonna understand. This is a very sensitive area, so. You want everything, it's like when you're whistling. You don't want to push too hard. You know, like when you're whistling, I don't know if you guys know how to whistle. Some people do, some people don't. But if you know how to whistle, you're not going to be, they tell you to gently blow out of your lips, right? You're not going to go, right? You're not going to, speaking of spit, you're not going to be, when you want to whistle, you're going to gently release air out of your lips, right? So, right? So it's the same kind of principle where you don't want to go, you want to force it too hard, but you know, you still have to use it, so just can do that, you're ahead of the game. I'm gonna say you're ahead of the game a lot because that's an expression that I use. So now that you've learned that, you can press pause if you want, and practice it and come back, and then all your friends will be like, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? You got something stuck in your throat? You're like, no, leave me alone. I'm busy. I'm doing something. But I prefer if you guys hide somewhere. Don't hide in the closet doing that. You just, probably people are going to be thinking you're choking and might have to give you the Heimlich maneuver in the middle of your tutorial here. We don't want that to happen. By the way, this outfit here, it's bloody summer and I'm hot as hell. In case you were wondering. Alright, so now that you did that and you learned that, now let's try a different sound. Let's try and elongate it so that you can drag out that sound a little longer. So go from to, can you do a car sound? Like, when you're driving a car and you got the gear shift and you're like, can you do that? So let's just go. So now you're going to want to use your tone to go up and down. Again, sure you're alone when you're doing this. As you can see, I am. Not really, because my animals are staring at me going, are you okay? The answer is no. So, right? So you're going, why are we making these weird noises? Once you got that, you're pretty much gold. You're gold if you can do that. So now all you have to do is find the gear to go, that's a low gear. Now go high. Because where Yoda is high. This is about where Yoda is. So if you kind of can match this tone, go. So if you're going to drive, go. If you got that, you're good. That means you know how to use this part of your throat. And if you didn't know how to use this part of your throat, well, now you do. I hope you do. It's part of the challenge. All right, and this is very important because a lot of the impressions that I'm going to teach in the future, because I do want to do other impressions, this part, the uvula, this part is the I don't know, trachea. What the hell is this? I don't even know. If you guys know throats, let me know. Not the clavicle. The clavicle's over here. But anyway, you're going to be using the back of your throat a lot. And get your minds out of the gutter. for those who are like, what is he talking about? It's not that kind of tutorial. So let's move on to the next one. So if you've already know how to do that, let's put a thumbtack on the let's work on the something else. Let's work on the because you're pushing the air out harsh. So now let's do that. If you can do that with your own voice, right? Just go with your voice in a high pitch, right? So get high, go, because everyone can go high, go, go. Now if you can go, which is kind of easy. If you can't laugh at a high pitch, well then you're probably somewhat miserable. I really hope I can put a smile on your face, because everyone should be able to go and do a mock laugh even. So remember, that's what you need to learn. What we're gonna do now, this is where it comes in, this is where it's hard, okay? Remember the feeling of, now add the to, right? So you go, don't bob your head, by the way, because it's gonna screw up the impression. Now hopefully that worked for you guys. Let me know if that was descriptive enough. I mean, it takes some practice. I mean, maybe you get it right away. Maybe you've already know how to do it. Part of that tutorial was for people who didn't know how to do it. So it might take a little bit of practice, it might not. Obviously this is one that was kind of natural for me. Not bragging, just fact. Some things aren't natural for me. Some things I do have to work on. And that's why I know you can teach, because not every impression I do, I just did like that. I had to work on it. Okay, so now that we go, remember, go easy on your throat, because this could hurt your throat. So try not to force it too much. I don't want you guys choking out there. So next thing, we're gonna do a word. Do. It's a very simple word. It's probably easier than so you should be able to do it. So if you can do then you guys can do the do part. Alright, so let's go. Do. The same process. The time you went to you go do. So there's something else I have to teach you before. It's not just the impression itself that an impression makes, because an impression isn't just the voice. A good impression and a bad impression sometimes is the difference between the inflections on when a person speaks, right? Like, it depends on what he's saying, right? So if he's talking like do or do not, there is no try. It's part of acting, right? It's a bit of acting involved in that, because you understand that he's talking serious, so he's not going to be,
Do or do not, there is no try.
right? It's a voice, right? That's what I'm saying. The voice is there, right?
Do or do not, there is no try.
But it's not the same. You're like, well, something's off about this impression. the voice is Yoda, but somehow it doesn't sound like Yoda. It doesn't feel like Yoda. And that comes from the inflections that people speak with. Sometimes people talk up, and sometimes people talk down. Sometimes they talk monotone. Sometimes they have inflections in the way that they talk. So you have to learn those things, right? Sometimes that's more important than the voice itself. Sometimes you could just do the inflections and it sounds so close to the inflections of the actual character that you're trying to mimic that people might not even notice that the voice is off. Sometimes that happens where I can do a voice and the inflections are good and they can't tell the difference that the voice isn't great, right? And then sometimes I do impressions where I have a hard time finding the inflection and I got the voice. So it works kind of both ways, but just so you know, to do an okay impression is one thing, but to do a better impression, you got to do the
Learn the inflections. Anyone could talk like Yoda. Hi, I am Yoda. I walk around going, I am Yoda. But Yoda is wise. Yoda speaks with purpose. He does. Yoda also backwards talks. He does.
right? He talks backwards. He doesn't just
I am Yoda. I am going to dance.
no. That would be funny if he did.
Learn to speak backwards. You must. Put the first word at the end. You must.
So when you're speaking with Yoda, you have to put it's usually he inverts the first word and puts it at the end.
Learn, you must.
Instead of, you must learn, he goes,
Learn, you must.
he's grammatically off. Wise, but just not grammatically accurate. Maybe there's an English professor who's like, what do you know about grammar? His grammar's better than yours. But just know that
You must know.
to keep an eye on that. So now, you gotta be, like I said, it's a bit of acting. So you got the voice, you got the you got the tone. Now what you gotta do is
Do.
now when you go
Do.
how is he saying it, right? In the context that you want, for instance, if you're gonna do the exact way he did it, what was he doing? Well, he was talking to Luke, right? You know, he was in Dagobah and he was teaching him and he was trying to speak with wisdom at this point. He was trying to be serious. And he wasn't the crazy Yoda, he was a serious Yoda,
Do or do not. There is no try.
right? Something like that. So you got the voice. So now you can just do, repeat after me.
Do.
Even if you do it without the voice, just get the tone. Do or do not. There is no try. Do it with your own voice. Do or do not. There is no try. Right? So you got the tone, you got the backward speak. Now you got to just add the two together, the voice.
The do or do not.
Now remember, okay?
Not.
So this is another tidbit.
Do.
So just keep repeating do. I like to repeat a word until I got it down. So I'll go,
Do. Do. Do.
and people will be like, what's going on with you? Are you okay? Are you a broken record? Are you stuck? Okay, all right, are you unstuck now? I annoy the hell out of a lot of people, just so you know.
Do or do not.
Now I'll go with,
Or do not.
so he goes,
Do or do not. Do or do not.
and if you just want to get the not,
Do not. There is no try.
and at the end he fades, right? The end, try. And he's tired, so his voice is he's a tired old man, and you can tell his voice at the end sort of tires. So just think about that when you're doing it. A voice at the end tires. It goes, there is no try. Like he fades because he's so tired, and he has to relax when he speaks because it takes energy. He's at the end of his rope. He's at the end of his lifespan, so you can tell when he goes,
Do or do not. There is no try.
and when you do all those voices, remember, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. That's how it's done. And I know you're going to feel like a fool when you're in front of people, so that's why I would say hide. Or if you want to do it in front of people so they can know if it's, is this good? Is it good? I'm doing Yoda. Remember, it's all about repetition. So you start with one word, then you go to the next, then you go to the next word if you want, then you go to the sentence. So it starts with
Do
then you go,
or do not.
then you go,
There is no try.
and then you put it together. All right? It's not that hard. It's not rocket surgery. I'm pretty sure you guys can do it, and that's the challenge, guys. So I really hope you guys found this enjoyable. And why do you guys want to learn impressions? I don't know. Maybe you can have fun at parties. You can be the clown at a party and go, hey,
Hey guys, talk I will. Yoda I have learned.
right? Go to Comic-Con, and you can wear that Yoda outfit that you want to wear. Like this. And now I want you guys to tell me in the comments if this was helpful. Did you learn? Did you learn at least some of it? Did you at least get the laugh? Did you get the voice? How could I improve going forward? Is there something, was this too complicated for you? I really want you guys to try, guys. Alright guys, let me know what you thought in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe.
Friends you should share with. Like, you shan't forget.
Alright guys, so thank you very much.
See you later, I will.